Good morning, everybody. Corey here. Sorry for the morning videos. Just a reminder, I'm not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor, and a reminder that YieldMax ETFs are extremely risky. Please know what you're investing in before investing. These are income ETFs, not growth ETFs. Also, just because I make videos on these ETFs doesn't necessarily mean I invest in them. But this is more to help you see how these work, the trades that are made, and then you can make your own decisions with these, right? So that's why I started doing these. ULTY. It's killing me here, y'all. I'm going to be honest with y'all. This morning, I really was thinking I can't do these videos anymore. I cannot do ULTY anymore. But I'm going to work through it. I think I spent an hour working on these spreadsheets. This spreadsheet. But what they've done, which is what I was scared of last week when I saw that the treasuries was missing, I was hoping it was a glitch and that somebody did something and saw that they had closed out every single short call and was sort of getting ready to wipe the slate clean, and that's what they did. So today, yesterday, obviously it's Tuesday morning now, but on Monday, they closed out all synthetic positions and they went to stock, owning stock again. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I know a lot of you have wonderful feelings about this. I do know before, too, that some of the large market swings from day to day, I felt personally, was because we had the stock, and those huge fluctuations and swings of the stocks made it so the stock price of ULTY just kept just going crazy swinging. Once we went, back to the synthetic positions, that it wasn't as, the ULTY stock price itself wasn't as volatile. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it does better this time because we just keep going back and forth, back and forth. Of course, I know they did synthetics, or they had stocks before it opened. Then they went to synthetics after it opened. And then they wanted to get to stocks. So eventually they got to stocks. And then then they had changed back. And then Jay, when I talked to him, he stated, that it was because they had changed custodians, and so they needed to go back to synthetics. But I guess either they've changed custodians again or something has changed there, and now they're back to synthetics. So, they're back to stocks from the synthetics. So we'll see. But anyway, that's what this is. All of these is where they're closing out the synthetic and purchasing the stock.
Something went wrong. Try again in a few seconds.
All right. Where they're purchasing the stock, and then, of course, getting into the short calls for the week. We do have a few new stocks here. We've closed out completely of some of these, so I honestly don't have time to go in depth over every single one of these. These are lots of trades. Monday is our long videos, and I do apologize. But yesterday I could not stay awake long enough to wait on the holdings to post. So, and then there was an error, which of course the error ended up being on the holdings themselves. So this was the other issue I ran into last night, that when they did all of this, these were posted differently. So this right here is the actual raw data from the website. And as you can see in the tickers, on if it was a stock, they're just the CUSIPs. They did not have the ticker there with it. So I had to go look all of these up individually. I don't know if that's the way they're going to start doing it, because they're with somebody else and they don't want the ticker and they want that instead. But I don't have time to look these up every single day and try to figure out which ones of these go with what stocks. And then, of course, resort, reformat, redo everything. And previously, my formulas, I had changed all my formulas to be for stocks, and then they changed out. So then I changed my formulas back. And so now they're not even set up for specific stocks. So I had to manually do a bunch of this stuff. because I'd have to go back and refigure out how I had the formulas before for these. But anyway, so with that said, this GME, I assume this is supposed to be GME, but when I look up the CUSIP, it was GNE. So when I look these together, they're the same amount, so those do go together. So I'm guessing that somebody looked it up or something to copy the wrong one, or maybe it is supposed to be GNE. I don't know, but there's something wrong here. We've obviously had GME here before, not the other. And when the holdings came out, and says GNE also. So I'm sure that'll be fixed today on today's trade sheet, or it'll just miraculously be changed on the holdings without it showing up on the trade sheet. So I don't know. We will see. So let's just look. CELH is a brand new one. We've never had that one before. You can see that they closed out in phase altogether. Of course, then we have the GME. We just talked about Janix here. That one is back. I can't remember. Now I can't remember which ones came in just recently or closed or whatever. So some of these might have closed midweek last week and now are back. You can see down here that they closed VRT and Wolfspeed, Vertiv Holdings and Wolfspeed there. Oh, and Upstart. That's a new one. I don't think we've had that one in this fund before either. I'm pretty sure that's Upstart. I did not look. So anyway, you see lots of stuff going on there. Let's just open this up. So Celsius Holdings. I just heard about this the other day. Yeah, that's the beverage company. Where did I hear? I don't know. It was one of my YouTube things, I think, or it could have been the podcast. I don't know. Celsius Holdings. And then, of course, GameStop. So Genie Energy is the other one. It's a utility. So I'm pretty sure that's not going to be it. And then Upstart. Yeah, so that's Upstart Holdings. So we have Upstart and Celsius there. Two brand spanking new ones. And I might not be doing the holdings one, the daily one. So let's just look here real quick. Yeah, so Janix is back, Mara is back, and then GME. Those have been closed out previously. All right, so we are going to go through the holdings. Here's the breakdown on the left-hand side if you want to see just very specific data. You can see the tickers in column G. You can see the shares and contracts, the price, the per share or per share price, and then our total price. So if you want to just see those few things there, I'll just scroll down here. You can see those. But I'm not going to talk about them individually because guess what? They are all brand new. Meaning they just purchased the stock yesterday. They just did the short calls yesterday. So all of these are as of yesterday. So as you see, we have no treasuries now, and which was like $8 and something of our share price. Then we had the money market account, which was about $5. You see that's $5.86 now. However, then we had cash too, but now we don't. Our cash is negative, which is negative $5. So that basically almost wipes out the money market account there. So most of our money now are in the stocks themselves. When before we were sort of sheltered with the treasuries and the money market and everything. So just keep that in mind as we're going through these. Looks like our outstanding shares changed there. 150,000 shares we've gone up. And our net assets have gone up a few million there. I do not know if I copied and pasted all of our shares. here. Let's just check real quick. No. So since I did not copy yesterday's shares over to our All Trades tab, this data is a day old. All right. I apologize for that. So if we look here, I don't know why I went back and changed these formulas. I guess when I copied and pasted this over, I didn't pay attention that some of that formula still wasn't right. All right. Yeah, I wish I knew what my formulas were before that I had here. And everything's all jacked up and not in alignment either. At this point, I can't do anything better right now. I apologize. But we have here a firm short call. Let's see. Well, the majority of these, with the exception of Root, Janix, and GTC, those expire next week, but the rest of these will expire this week, this Friday. So we have the short call, $40 strike price. We are below that strike price by 10%. I think I'm just going to go through these price per shares now. I don't know. Okay, we're just going to go through the short calls here. The Celsius here, short call, strike price is $86. We're underneath that by 9%. Clean Spark, short call, $20 strike price. We're underneath that by 13%. Coin, short call, $242.50, under that by 6%. Carvana, short call, $133 strike price, underneath that 8%. GigaCloud Technology, short call, that expires next week, $45 strike price. We're underneath that by 9%. GME, short call, is $15.50. Yeah, I'm looking here to which, it's got to be looking at the one right beside it. So $15.50 strike price. This shows that GME yesterday, assuming that this 1631, which I assume is correct, is the strike price for GME, it is 5% over the strike price, which doesn't make sense. I say that because they just opened this yesterday, and this shows GME only went down 1%. So maybe it was supposed to be GNE, but it's still, I don't know what they try to do. But anyway, I guess we'll find out. Of course, I guess during the day, Yeah, so GME was at 1630 yesterday, 1631. Of course, it's down 3% this morning already. And I don't really see any news. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with that one. But we're going to move on. Janix here, this one expires next Friday. Short call strike price $70. We're underneath that 11%. Lyft, short call strike price $19.50, underneath that 10%. Mara, short call strike price $23, underneath that 10%. A lot of these are way under these, which just seems better than normal. So then we have MicroStrategy 1400, strike price for the short call that expires Friday. We're underneath that by 9%. B. Riley, strike price $33.50, underneath that by 10. Root, short call expires next Friday with I'm sorry, hold on. I'm sorry, my daughter was standing there and I tried to finish my thought, but she's just staring at me, asking me a question about her band thing. So I don't even know where I was. So hopefully I was here at Root. Root, short call that expires next week with a $65 strike price. We're underneath that by 13%. Sunrun, short call, Strike price 13, we're underneath that by 8%. SMCI, strike price 865, we're only underneath that 4%. Symbotic, $48 strike price, underneath that by 13. Upstart, 28.50 strike price, underneath that by 10. Viking Therapeutics here, $80 strike price, and we're only underneath that by 2%. Of course, you can see here in the middle, all of these that increase, like Upstart, it went up 7% just yesterday. And SMCI had went up 6%. Look at this, Mara, it went up 18% yesterday. We do have a few that went down. Not too many. Clean Spark, it went up 8% yesterday too. And so in column AP, these are how they affect the stock price of ULTY. So you can see with how they split up, they did about the same dollar amount for all of these. So if you look at the stocks, they're all roughly 80 something cents a share there. This is how they did it before when they had the stocks. And you can see that too here. If we look on the trades, well, I guess we could see it better over here. If you look at all those that are the stocks, they're, around $3.8 million. So it's about the same. Besides Janix, that one's almost $4 million. But they're all roughly about the same percentage, same dollar amounts, the same weighting. So that's why you see over here, they're all bringing the stock price. They're about 90, or I'm sorry, except for this one. They're roughly 80 something cents a piece. So as you see these stock prices go up or down, they'll start deviating from that roughly, 84 cent. It looks like about an average of 84 cents there for all of those as we go throughout the week. But anyway, something new. It's always something new, right, y'all? But anyway, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. And sorry for rushing and not going over each individual trade. But hopefully I got something out of this. If anything else, they went back from synthetics to stocks. But I will talk with y'all later. Thanks. Bye.